Okay, let me check the stream. If the stream is okay. Let me see. So, okay. Quality is not that good, but anyway, Shalom. I am the brother Tasiyat, coming back with another video. But before I start off, I would like to give all praises and highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiam across the world who are spreading this knowledge and truth and sincerity. Okay, and may the election be upon your households. God Shalom. So today, as you know, as you might read in the title, I'm going to speak about the doom of USA, also known as America or Babylon the Great. Okay, because we are living in some times right now wherein, a lot of prophecies are coming to pass, and we can see the society crumbling. Okay, and if you don't know, or it doesn't matter if you don't believe, sorry, but we can all see that America is the one that is ruling this society. All the nations following the footsteps of America, but the grip that America has on the world is slowly but surely, getting less and less, getting pulled away, and in the end they will be destroyed. Okay, with nuclear fire in World War III. So that is what Revelation chapter 17 speaks about. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna share my screen, and then y'all can read along with me. So I hope y'all can see it now. Hope it's not messed up. Let me check it real quick here on my channel if y'all can see it good. Let me see. Go here. Yeah, you can see it good. Great. All right. So Revelation chapter 17 verse 1. And there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. And that great whore speaks about America. Okay, he sits upon many waters, meaning they are, ruling over a lot of people. Okay, because when you jump to verse 15, it's going to explain to you what the waters mean. And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, America, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. So different type of nations. Okay, America's ruling. Okay, so their rulership is going to come to an end. Even though it might seem like they be ruling forever and ever right now, but their rulership is going to come to an end. Okay, now let me grab a scripture. Let me grab a precept upon it. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 13, KJV. So it says here, Jeremiah 51, verse 13. O thou that dwellest upon many waters, abundant in treasures, thine end is come, and the measure of thy covetousness. So the one dwelling upon the waters, the great whore, America, the end is come. Okay. Verse 2, Revelation 17, verse 2. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay, so that's the kings of the earth, basically the leaders of these different nations and the inhabitants of these different nations, all following the footsteps of America and following that example for what America has on pushing idolatry, okay, making you serve other gods instead of the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, making you serve Buddha, Allah, whatnot, pushing mad lies upon you through the media, okay? Because they have been made drunk with the wine of a fornication, okay? When you drink a lot of wine, you might get drunk, and that is the state that these countries are in. They're drunken with that wine. So with the philosophies and with the ideologies and with the lies through the media, for example, being pushed, that mainly America pushes heavy upon the society, that vibration. Okay, and you really have people out there really depending on their government, really believing that the government is down with them. Okay, so verse 3. Let me see. You know what? Let me go to Jeremiah 51, verse 7, because that's also a good scripture for this one. Jeremiah 51, verse 7. It says, Babylon, so that is right now speaking of America, okay? Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Okay, mad meaning bugged out. Okay, they are in a drunken state, and soon they will wake up from this drunken state with a heavy hangover. And when they wake up out of that, when they snap out of this, they're gonna turn their back against America and fight war against America. These European nations mainly. Okay, the EU, because the EU is allies with America, right? So something major will happen where with the EU is gonna turn their back on America and also gonna blast intercontinental ballistic missiles towards America. If you've never seen one, okay, this is what it looks like. Okay, it's like a rocket, it's like a missile, man. Nuclear bomb. You see? These are gonna be launched. Every last one of this is gonna be launched. And they fucking big, man. Look how small the people are compared to this thing, man. Here you see the people, this is how big it is. All right? Because when these are launched in World War III, this will be the last war of wars. This will be the war to end all wars, because Yahushua is going to return in the midst of World War III with the chariots of the Most High, the so-called UFOs that people say. They are not aliens. They are the vehicles of the angels. All right? So, back to Revelation chapter 17, verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness. And I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. That woman is America. And she sits upon a scarlet-colored beast. Now that beast, speaking about about the EU, European Union, if I'm correct, okay? Because they are the ones that help America carry on their rulership, so to speak. One example I gave, when you have an artist, how does he stay relevant? By streaming his music, of course, but also by fans buying his music. So if he doesn't have the fans, he doesn't get the money from the fans, and he's not relevant anymore, okay? That's how these European unions are supporting America and keeping America relevant and keeping America on that pedestal, that high pedestal, okay? Full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, those 7 heads is the same as when you go to Revelation chapter 13 and the 10 horns. Okay, the 7 heads speaks about, you have Greece, you have the Romans, you have Germania Minor, you have Germania Major, you have the British, you have the Spanish, and you have the French. Those are the 7 heads, okay? Seven kingdoms, so to speak. So right here, Revelation 13 and 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So John the Revelator, he actually saw this beast. But we right now, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, okay, of the Most High, who everybody calls God, through it, the name of his son, Yahushua, who everybody calls Jesus. Lord willing, we now know that what he saw, that beast that he saw, is symbolically for, the seven empires that I just named, plus the 10 horns of the European Union. Okay? And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Now let's go back to Revelation chapter 17. All right, Revelation 17, verse 3 again. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. Now, scarlet color is red. Okay, and who is described as being red? Okay, Esau, Edom, the so-called white man. Now, it's basically their rulership, man. Okay, this beast is Edomites, Edomite countries, so to speak, wherein they be ruling. This is scarlet, red. Okay, so full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. So she had on beautiful purple and scarlet color clothing, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls. So she had jewelry, she was decked with gold. She looked very good, That is how America looks to, to these nations. America looks very precious, very beautiful, okay, in the eyes of these people. Having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. Okay, in America, they are pushing all types of things that is contrary to what the Most High wants. Okay, pushing you to accept the alphabet community. Okay, saying that, people with the same, what can sleep with each other. Pushing lies upon you, creating all types of crazy diseases, telling you that it's okay, for example, to celebrate Christmas and really push it upon you with movies and things like that. Meanwhile, the scripture says we should not be celebrating that. Same goes for Easter, same goes for New Year's Eve. Okay, New Year's Eve is I believe, from the pagan god Janus, which the god has a face that goes 2 ways. One is for the future, one is for the past. All these crazy idol worshipping, that they be pushing. And also the lies, the philosophy saying that we are all one, that the Most High loves everybody, for example. All crazy nonsense, man, they be pushing. Okay, bestiality going on over there. Okay, a man, for example, sleeping with a dog, things like that. That is what's happening in America. America is one filthy country, man. And they are pushing their vibration upon the world. Verse 5, Salakia. I was not done yet. So basically, America looks very alluring to these nations, very attractive. Okay, when you go 1 chapter further, Revelation 18. Let me see verse. What is it again? Verse 19. It says here. Let me start at verse 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning. So the other countries, the heathen nations, are gonna be in a sorrowful state when they see America being burned. Okay, because they could make off good money of America and good tradings, saying, what city is like unto this great city? And yes, America is actually a city, because what makes a city a city? Citizens, And they cast dust on their heads and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, alas, alas, that great city, wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea by reason of her costliness. So when it speaks about in Revelation 17:4 that she was decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, that's that costliness. America looks very costliness, precious. For in 1 hour is she made desolate. It's only gonna take a short time to make America destroyed, man. Because eventually America will not be inhabited anymore by people. Okay, there will only be how do you say that? Only be desert creatures over there, but not no inhabitation from people. Okay, Let me see. Let me grab that for you. And the Arabian. Page 10 there. I believe it's also in Isaiah or Jeremiah. Yeah, Isaiah 13. Let me go to the book of Isaiah, chapter 13. And then from verse 20. It says here, Isaiah chapter 13. Let me start at verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Now this Babylon speaks about America, because when you read on, the actual Babylon was still inhabited. So this could never mean that this speaks of ancient Babylon. It speaks about a symbolic empire, America. It shall never be inhabited. Okay, but still, you had now people living in the area where Babylon used to be. So that shows you that this is not speaking of ancient Babylon. It speaks about America. It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. So no human are gonna live over there. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall the shepherds make their fold there. But wild beasts of the desert shall lie there. And their houses shall be full of doleful creatures, and owls shall dwell there, and satyrs shall dwell there. So you're gonna have animals there, but no people. Okay, it's gonna be destroyed, man. Wasteland. And the wild beasts of the islands shall cry in their desolate houses, and dragons in their pleasant palaces. And her time is near to come, and her day shall not be prolonged. Okay, so let's go back to Revelation chapter 17. Let me see. Okay, we're 17 minutes in. Revelation 17, verse 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots. Not just a harlot, not just a normal whore, okay, but the mother of the whores, okay. They are the most whorish of them all. The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Now the saints are the Israelites, the so-called Negroes, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans. Those are the 12 tribes of Israel, mainly. Okay, but not necessarily if you look like them makes you an Israelite, because your bloodline goes to the side of your father. Let's say your father is a so-called white man and your mother is a so-called black woman, and you come out looking like a so-called black man. Your father is white, you are a duplication of his sperm, so you still are from the nation of Esau, okay, the so-called white man. The other way around, if you have a so-called dark-skinned dad and you have a white woman, if they make a son and the son looks so-called white, his dad is still a so-called black man. So, that seed line still goes back to the nation of Israel, okay, the man who was named Israel. Okay, so it's not just a thing of skin color, it's a thing of bloodline, all right? But let me go back to here. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints. Yes, so for example, when they was murdering the Native Americans, wiped out almost 95%, there was around 600 million Native Americans. They wiped them out, and you had the transatlantic slave trade where the so-called Negroes, the so-called Negroes were being slaughtered, for over 250 plus years, if I'm correct. So that's what they be doing, man. And with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushai, those are the prophets. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, because in verse 4, we read that the woman was in beautiful clothing and beautiful stones and pearls and gold. So she was very beautiful to look at. So when John had a vision, he was looking at her like, whoa, like, wow. And that is how America is to these nations. She's very precious and alluring to look upon, Verse 7. Do I forget anything? No. Verse 7. Yeah. And the angel Okay, so from now we're gonna read what the angel is gonna explain about the vision that John had. Okay, and the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? So he was like to John saying, like, why did you look so admiring to this woman? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, which is America, and of the beast that carried her, which are these European nations. European nations, yes. European Union, which had the 7 heads and 10 horns. The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. Okay, so if I'm correct, it was the Roman Empire that fell and now came back as, back into existence through Esau. Okay, and now being these Roman ways being pushed all over again by America, mainly by America. Okay, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit. Now the bottomless pit, that is Europe. Okay, Europe has ground that is not really resourceful, no gold, no silver, things like that grows here. They always got to go to other countries to steal it, So that is where these Caucasian people, these Edomites, ascended out of, came back into power again, and go into perdition. They will be destroyed. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not and yet is. So everybody except the elect, except the chosen ones, So let me jump to Revelation 20 to show you a bit more about, I was going to Genesis, to show you a bit more about the bottomless pit and Esau coming back into rulership. This is Revelation chapter 20. Let me start at verse, I'm going to read until verse 3. Let me start at verse 1. And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. So the bottomless pit is Europe. Okay, around the region around the Georgia mountains, the caves. Okay. And he laid hold on the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan. Now, this serpent is actually the same serpent that speaks about in the book of Genesis when it says that the serpent tried to beguile Adam and Eve. It was not an actual animal as in the serpent. It was, basically a man that was telling these philosophies to them, that apple that they was eating, like the saying goes, food for knowledge. He was giving them knowledge of good and evil, so to speak, So it was not an actual apple that Eve was eating, but that serpent, that spirit of that serpent, that was the same spirit that came back in Esau, the so-called white man, okay, which is the devil. Now the word devil goes into deceiver, and who's the number one deceiver upon his planet Earth? The so-called white man and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Now, the 1,000-year period when they were bound is when they were taken out of their rulership. Around 200 or 300 AD, 200 AD, the Roman Empire started falling because it doesn't just fall in one day. It takes a certain amount of years, it's like a process. Just like how America right now is falling with time, that's how it went back in the days. But around 225 AD was when they, completely started falling. And that is when the majority of the so-called white people, these Caucasians, were pushed into the mountains, into the caves, and that is why you see these photos of them being Neanderthals and cave beasts. That was actually them and not no millions of years ago, Neander. But it was around that time, around that time when they was pushed into the caves, looking like this because they was pushed away from civilization. That's why they look like hobos, man. That's why when they get drunk, they be screaming, making weird nonsense noises like donkeys and things like that. What the sound that they be making. That is like the sound of an ass. Okay, it says it here, Job chapter 6 verse 5. Though the wild ass bray when he had grass, or lowered the ox over his fodder. So this is to show you that a wild ass, an animal, he brays, he brays, like make a sound like right. Now look what the scripture says about these Edomites, what they be doing, Violent than the earth. Bunch of cave beasts are they, man. Job chapter 30. Job chapter 30 verse 8. Let me read it in the full chapter. It says, let me start at verse 5. They were driven forth from among men. They cried after them as after a thief. So if I'm correct, they were driven forth from among men. That is when they were pushed into the caves, from away from society, from civilization, to dwell in the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth. That's why we call them cave people. That's that period, when they started falling, about 300 AD, and in the rocks. So before I continue, the 1,000 years that we read about here started around 325 AD and ended around 1400. Okay, because that is the Renaissance. In French, it means rebirth. Rebirth of who? Of the so-called white men. That is when they came back into rulership again, started coming back into rulership. Around 1492, I believe Columbus came, took over, tried to take over America, murdered the Native Americans who are Israelites. Then in 1619, the transatlantic slave trade started. They would be murdering the so-called Negroes. So from around that time until now is when they was ruling. Okay, that is a 1,000-year period. All right. Now, as a matter of fact, I can read this one also. And cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him. So they cast them into the mountains, into the caves in Europe, around in that area, that he should deceive the nations no more. So he cannot deceive the nations no more. Why? Because he was pushed away from society till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, so after the 1,000 years, from around 325 AD until 1400, the Renaissance is roughly 1,000 years. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Okay, so a little season starting around 1400s when the Borgia family, started getting successful and painting Caesar Borgia as Jesus, that he was portrayed as Jesus. Until now, basically, is a little season that they be having the time to rule, and they are happy that they have this rulership, but they are fucking things up, So they're gonna be judged very hard, man, and they're gonna be destroyed. Okay, but the 1,000-year period, like I said, now one point I was making, they were braying like asses, right? So again, first Job chapter 6 verse 5. Do the wild ass bray when he had grass? Okay, bray means like okay. Verse 6 again, to dwell on the cliffs of the valleys, in caves of the earth, and in the rocks, like the Neanderthaler. Among the bushes they brayed. That is when they were, like when Neanderthalers braying like a donkey, like that's the noise that they be making. Filthy people, man. Ezel, we call it ezel in the Dutch. Like that, when they were, already showed you, but let me see Neanderthaler, just to get it more deeper into your mind. Again with the picture, there was like this. basically filthy looking, you know, uncivilized. Now, Job chapter 30, verse 7 again. Among the bushes they braid, under the nettles they will gather together. They were children of fools, yea, children of base men. So they're the lowest, actually, of people, man. The lowest of people, these so-called white people. They were viler than the earth, even more dirty than the earth itself, man. Nasty people. Ugh. Okay. So the rest of Revelation chapter 17. I believe I'm almost done. Yes, Revelation chapter 17. Verse 17. Verse 9. And here is the mind which has wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains. Now, a mountain speaks about a government. Right now, you have something that they call a summit meeting, right? A summit meeting. Now, a summit is the top of a mountain. Okay? Top conferentie, a summit meeting like this. Okay? There are meetings that they be having called summit meeting. But what is a summit? Okay, let me show you. Yeah, this is a summit, the top of a mountain. All right. So mountain represents a government. So you had 7 major government, which I said earlier, the Greek, the Romans, Germania Minor, Germania Major, the French, the Spanish, and the British. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. Okay, America, guess, America, the woman, and there are 7 kings. 5 are fallen and 1 is. So the 5 that were fallen are Greece, you had Germania Minor, Germania Major again, the French, and the Spanish. Okay, so those are 5. And it says, and 1 is. That's the Roman Empire, because when he was having this vision, that was during the Roman time. So the 1 is, it was in that time that he was seeing the vision. And the other is not yet come. That's the British. Okay. And when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th. That is America. Okay. Why? Because America actually came out of Great Britain. Okay. Certain British people through pilgrimage went over to the land called America to establish themselves there. So America actually came out of Britain. Okay, so it says here, and the beast that was and is not, even he's the 8th, and is of the 7. Why is it of the 7? Who was part of the 7? Britain. Okay, so America is part of Britain, came out of Britain, and goeth into perdition. They're going to be destroyed. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings. Okay, so also 10 countries, 10 rulerships, the European Union, European nations, which have received no kingdom as yet, so they don't have their own rulership, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. So not just literally 1 hour, but it's symbolically for a short amount of time. They also have power with the beast, with America. Okay, they be carrying America, like I said, but soon they will get tired of carrying America. Something major will happen for them to break their alliance that they have with America and also bomb America, These have one mind. That is like that new world order, having one mind. But we should know by now, the Most High is not about being in unity. He's a separatist, He separated the Israelites from the heathens, He has his chosen people and he has the other people. Doesn't that show you that he is not about unity? Okay, the Most High, when the people were making the Tower of Babel. Didn't the Most High scatter the people with different type of languages, so they wouldn't have the means to talk with each other anymore to build this building, this tower, showing me it's not about that one mindset, that unity to everybody. Okay, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast, to America. Now, the last few verses with the title "Victory of the Lamb." Now, the Lamb, that is Yahushai. Okay, let me show you that real quick. I believe it's in John chapter 1, just again, verse 29. Yes, in this case, it's Yahushai. Also, it's spiritual because when we was going off, or when we committed a sin, we had to sacrifice animals, for forgiveness for our sins. Now, what Yahushai did, he was basically the ultimate sacrifice, the ultimate sacrificial lamb to take away our sins, John 1 and 29. The next day, John seeth Yahushai coming unto him, and saith, Behold, the Lamb of God, which taketh away the sin of the world. Okay, so Yahushai is the Lamb. Now, this is actually another subject or another topic, but he didn't literally give his life to let the sins be taken away from all the world, as in also the heathens and things like that, but just the Israelites, okay? The world of Israel. But that's another topic. So when people say that everybody can be saved, no, that's not correct. Only Israelites can be saved, okay? These shall war, Revelation 17 verse 14. These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. So these nations are going to make war with Yahushai. But Yahushai is going to win. Okay, we can read that in the book of 2nd Esdras, which is part of the Apocrypha. Okay, the Apocrypha is also consisting of a few books that these people took out of the scriptures. Okay, which is it's actually part of the Old Testament. Let me see, 2nd Esdras chapter 13, 29. My mouth is getting dry as hell. Okay, let me read this. 2nd Esdras chapter 13 verse 29. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the earth, and he's gonna deliver the righteous Israelites, of course, and he shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell on the earth, and one shall undertake to fight against another, one city against another. So there's gonna be war, one place against another, one people against another, and one realm against another. Okay, now in the midst of World War III, that is when Yahushua is gonna come, and these nations are gonna leave their battle that they have in between themselves, because they're gonna look up and it's gonna look like a so-called alien invasion. So they're gonna point all their weapons toward the sky right now, okay, because they're being attacked from the sky, okay. But little do they know that is Yahushua, that is the Son of the Most High that's coming back, man, with the angels. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass, and the signs shall happen which I shewed thee before. And then shall my Son be declared, whom thou sawest as a man ascending, his Son, Yahushua. It's going to be declared, okay? The people going to know who Yahushua is. And when all the people hear his voice, every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have one against another, okay? And an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together. So a lot of people are going to be gathering, leaving the battle that they had with each other, okay, to fight against Yahushua. And an innumerable, so you cannot count them, so many people, man. Multitude shall be gathered together, as thou sawest them, willing to come and to overcome him, to overcome who? Yahushua, by fighting. They trying to, You know, they're trying to fight against the Son of God, man. You must be crazy in your mind to do that. But they're gonna lose. Okay. They shall make war with the Lamb. Revelation 17:14. They shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them. For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, that is what we read in verse 1, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, they shall hate the whore. Like I said, the 10 horns, the European Union, are gonna hate the whore, which is the whore, America, who was supposed to be their ally, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. Okay, they're gonna shoot missiles, nuclear fire towards America, these European nations, okay? For the Most High had put it in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree. So, just a quick point, when you go to Proverbs 20, it shows you that the Most High actually puts it in the mind of a king, for example, to do what the Most High wants him to do. The king might wake up and be like, today I'm gonna make peace with this nation. But the Most High knows that this king that has in his mind right now to make peace, he knows that this king behind closed doors is doing filthy things, committing filthy things. So the Most High is like, no, I'm not gonna let you escape this. I'm gonna make sure that you are gonna, instead of make peace, you're gonna grab that king of the other nation, of the other kingdom, and slay him. Cause war between your rulership and the other rulership. So Proverbs 21 verse 1. The king's heart, so the heart means mind, is in the hand of the Lord. The Most High decides, man, what you think, what you're gonna do. As the rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So he makes sure you want to go left, but if the Most High wants you to go right, he makes you go right. The other way around also, man. That's how the Most High is gonna make sure that these nations are gonna turn their face against America and to destroy it, man. For the Most High had put it in their hearts to fulfill his will, verse 17, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. Okay, America basically is ruling, but their grip on the world, their rulership is slowly being taken away. And eventually they're going to be completely destroyed, man. And in America, only 1/3 of the Israelites will be saved, and 2/3 will die, man. And the woman which thou sawest in that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Oh, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city, America, okay? Which reigneth over the kings of the earth, America reigns. Okay? Now, so, let me see. Yeah, basically that was it, man. That was it. Give the kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled. Yeah, man, that was it. I was trying to make another point, but I forgot it. But anyway, I hope this video was edifying. And with that, I want to give our praises and the highest honor to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Kakadash. I want to give double honor to my elder apostles and teachers of Great Millstone, and peace and salutation to the sincere Akiam across the world, who are spreading this knowledge in truth and sincerity. And may the election be upon your households. Khan Shalom.